Stay tuned as we take a look at this Power Rangers Lightning Collection Green Ranger and Putty. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And today we are taking a look at this Power Rangers Lightning Collection 2-pack with the Mighty Morphing Green Ranger and Mighty Morphing Putty. Now you know me, I am buying everything Mighty Morphing in this Lightning Collection range. These figures are great and they are 1/12 scale, which fits perfectly with the rest of my collection, and I'm liking everything that we're getting so far. And I like this mix of getting a Power Ranger and a villain in this 2-pack. It's a shame though that we didn't get the Putty single packed, as he is definitely an army builder, as the Putties never attacked on their own. They always attacked in crews, in sixes, in packs, whatever. So it's a shame that this guy isn't single packed. Maybe Hasbro will give us that eventually. And all this time, knowing about Power Rangers, I had no idea the Green Ranger was referred to as Fighting Spirit Green Ranger. Usually it says Mighty Morphin, but not on this box. It says Fighting Spirit. So there you go, learn something new every day. But they're looking great in the box. We got an unmasked head for Tommy. He gets his dragon sword, his dragon saber thing, interchangeable hands. There does seem to be some sort of green effect behind the box as well, and the Putty also gets some interchangeable hands. So yes, plenty in the box. As I said, I'm liking everything from the Lightning Collection so far, and I really like the packaging as well. It's simple, it's smart, it looks great. So yeah, let's turn it around. On the back of the box we just get some promo pictures, no write-up, no bio, nothing like that. They're just showing off what comes inside of the box, and yeah, they're looking good. And again, like the packaging. And I have managed to pick up another one of these because obviously we need to army build the Putties. So I've had to get 2 of these. And I like the boxes where if you actually display them, you can display them like that, if that makes sense. You probably can't tell very well, but you can display them like that. And it actually makes the whole figure. So if you wanted to, you could display them like that. But of course, you don't have to. Anyway, let's open them up and see what we got. So here they are out the box, and these are some fun figures with enough accessories to give you some options for display. So let's look at these individually, and let's start off with the Green Ranger. So I've already got him holding his sword, and this green effect comes as a separate piece. So let me just dismantle everything and show you what he comes with first and foremost. So I don't know the official names of these, so let me know in the comments below, but I assume this is his dragon sword as such, and this green lightning effect can just sort of wrap on it any way you want. It's a soft plastic, and yeah, it works for display. It looks good, just a simple soft plastic. You can squeeze that up, display it any way you want. And he also comes with his dragon flute. Now I know the tune of this. I know it goes da 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 da. And there's always that meme going around saying that how does he blow into it with his helmet on, and how does a flute sound like a synthesizer or something like that. It always makes me laugh. But some nice detail on that. You can actually see the dragon symbol a little tiny bit, and there is some decent paint on there. So there, his 2 weapons, sword and flute, and then you get some effects as well. He also comes with some interchangeable hands just for mixing up the display. One is the flute hand, which I quite like, so I'll try and display it with that. So that's definitely him holding the flute, right? And then there's a karate chop hand as well. So apart from him, you get Tommy's head. So while he's zoomed in, I'll show you. So this is the same Tommy head that we've already got with the White Ranger, I believe. So I think it would have been nice to get a different facial expression or something, but nevertheless, we're getting another Tommy head. If you never got the White Ranger and you preferred the Green Ranger, you can still have your unmasked Tommy. And of course, what I like about these is that you can have the civilian heads, and you can actually just get him holding the helmet or whatnot. So that's always nice for display as well. So that's why it's worth getting like a couple of these figures. You could create some different displays, but yeah, it looks good. Let's zoom in. So if you're wanting to play his flute, this is probably the best you can get it. He does have one hand that holds it quite well, but he does like holding it with 2 hands in the show. But the left hand with the Green Ranger is either a fist or an open palm karate chop. So you actually can't get him holding it with 2 hands, which is a shame. But the articulation is decent enough so you can get it holding up to his helmet at least, so you can display him holding the flute up to his mouth. So now you just need a Dragon Zord. Maybe Hasbro will give us Zords eventually, but we just don't know when. But yes, there is his Dragon Dagger, and he has his harness for it, and that goes in there. So that's that. And he also comes with another interchangeable hand, which I've already showed you, which is more for the actual sword itself. So you have to be careful, but it will go in there, as you've already seen me do it. There you go, it's in, and he will hold the sword, not a problem, but only in the right hand. You can't hold them both because the left hand is a palm or a fist. The two open hands are both right-handed, so you couldn't do it like that because the hand will be upside down. So you can either get him holding his sword or his dagger, but not both. But I can't remember specifically if he uses both at the same time anyway. It's been so long. Let me know in the comments below if you know. But either way, you can get him looking good, and yeah, he looks good. It's such an easy figure to get displayed decently with his accessories and stuff. And I like the green, I like the gold, very nostalgic. The paint on this one's quite good as well. I know some people have had issues, but even the Morpher there is looking good. You can sort of see the dragon symbol as well. And yeah, it's looking really good. Again, the articulation for these guys is really good. You get the ab sort of crunch, but then you also get the diaphragm joint as well. So you get plenty of motion. Double jointed elbows, of course. Double jointed knees. You've got the swivel at the boot. And yeah, these guys are fun to just pose around. Especially when you get them fighting the putties, which we will do it in a minute. But yeah, I'm very happy with Tommy. Very happy with the Green Ranger, and I'll do some comparisons with the other guys before I finish, as I now have a whole set of Dragon Shield Rangers. So moving on to the Putty, this guy looks good, but it could have been better in regards to paint. The face is just all grey like his body, but his face should really be the same sort of stone and colour as his fists are. So I've seen a few people give his face sort of a wash, a dark wash, to sort of bring out the sculpt, because the sculpt detail is there. If I show you, the sculpt detail is there. So if you do get a sort of dark wash, a stone sort of wash, you could bring out some of those details. But I do like the sort of effects we get with him. I don't actually remember the putties coming with too many effects, but we get sort of a stone dagger there on that hand, and these do pop off at the forearm, so you can just pop in the other hands he comes with. So he comes with two normal hands. I say normal as much as stone hands can be, but at least you can get him looking somewhat normal. So you can get two normal hands, or you can obviously use the stone dagger, which I've already shown, and then we get this like stone mace, and both of them seem to be for the right hand. So you can hear it squeaking, it's quite tight, but they work. But I guess you can't really tell. Maybe this could be left-handed. I can't really tell, to be honest. But there's no wrong answer. It's however you want to display it. But there you go. There's the Putty with his little stone mace. He also comes with this, which I assume is for the blade, because there's a little hole in it. And it could have been for the Green Ranger, I guess. But I assume it's for this. And it's just a sort of translucent blue sort of effect piece. Looks very crystally, that attaches on to his stone dagger blade as such, and it can sort of look like he's fighting, and it's a effect or whatnot. But yeah, the articulation again for these guys is really, really good. Diaphragm joint with the crunch there as well. Those butterfly joints, look at that, all the way, plenty of motion. Yeah, really good. That's why you need more than one of these guys. This guy should have been in a 2-pack just with putties, and they would have flew off the shelves, I guarantee you. But yeah, definitely going to have to track down some more putties. So if you want a Green Ranger and you don't want a putty, then definitely hit me up. But this guy looks good. While we zoom in real quick, there's not much paint detail on. We got the belt that has some detail on, and we get the lines. And they're clean enough. There's a few scratches in mine, but nothing major. And on the back, it's very, very plain. But as I said, I do like the stone hands, the stone effect pieces, and the face could do with a darker wash, but definitely looks like a Putty with those red eyes and that black Muppet style mouth. But yeah, so when you're getting this guy posed up, he looks good. He does look good. So I just want more than one of them now. But yeah, looking good. And if we bring in the Green Ranger again, you can see how easy it is to get these guys to look dynamic on the shelf. And again, I'm not an ACBA artist. I'm terrible at posing figures. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is to give your display a little bit of life, a little bit of character when you're displaying your figures and getting these in some fighting poses, and it looks fun. Let's do some comparisons. So here we have our Dragon Shield crew with the Black Ranger, Red Ranger from the San Diego Comic-Con box set, and then of course the classic Green Ranger. Now, of course, it's all about the green and gold, but I'm not gonna lie, I've always liked the black and gold. I know he only wore it for like 2 minutes, but I always looked how this one looks. But they look good together like this. And what I've noticed as well is that he actually has an open palm hand to hold his sword in his left hand, which I could pop onto the Green Ranger. So he has 2 open hands to hold his synthesizer dagger properly. So let's try that real quick. So there you go, it sort of works. If you want to borrow a hand from the Red Ranger there, then yeah, you can get 2 open palm hands on the flute, and it looks a little bit better with him, more accurate to the TV show as he uses both hands when he calls the Dragon Sword, of course. So yeah, sneaky, but it works. Now the White Ranger is probably going to fade into my background, but I had to do the obvious Tommy comparison with Green and White Ranger. So you let me know in the comments below, what was your favourite version of Tommy? Was it Green Ranger or White Ranger? Let me know in the comments below. Now, Tommy did start off evil, of course, and he worked with Goldar a few times. So here he is compared to Goldar himself. And yeah, they look good. And while Goldar is there, let's bring in the Putty. Now, we definitely need a couple of these to flank Goldar, as he always went to Earth with a couple of Putties to attack the Rangers and distract them. And I think they scale really well together. Now, do you remember what the Putty sounded like? Can you do your best Putty impression, please? I'll do mine. And for the last comparison, here we have the Putty compared to Lord Zed in his throne. And I threw Goldar back in there for good measure. So I definitely need more Putties. We need Rita Repulsa. That is something that the Lightning Collection has to give us, as we have never had a good Rita Repulsa in figure form. I had versions of Goldar and Lord Zed and even a Putty when I was a kid. But I'm very happy now as a grown man I can build a Power Rangers nostalgic collection with highly articulated and very well designed figures for the shelf. So yeah, as a Power Ranger fan as a kid, this makes me very nostalgic. Mighty Morphing all day long, and maybe a little bit of Zeo, but yeah, these guys looking good. We need more bad guys, Hasbro. So final thoughts are, if you were buying this Lightning Collection for the nostalgic sake of the Power Rangers, then you will not be disappointed with this Green Ranger and Putty, as you can't get more OG than season 1 of the Power Rangers. And this is the stuff I grew up on. So it's crazy that now as an old man, I'm adding figures like this to my shelf. And I would highly recommend watching the Toys That Made Us season 3, as they do a whole episode on the Power Rangers and how the toy craze took over the 90s. And that is the stuff I remember as a kid. So that was a fun, nostalgic watch. But you let me know, as always, how are you buying your Lightning Collection? Are you like me? Are you just picking and choosing your favourites? Or are you just buying everything? As I have to admit, there are some great figures in this line. But Hasbro, I want more classic villains, please, especially Rita Repulsa. But as always, if you are watching this video, however you are watching it, thank you very much. If you're on YouTube, while it's still there, while you can, please hit that subscribe button. If you're on Vimeo, then please hit the follow button, as I'm going to be sporadically posting videos here as well. And if you really want to help the channel grow and support what I'm doing here, then please go over to my brand new Patreon and check that out. There's some different tiers. I hope you get involved. Dan Who Reviews everywhere. So yes, links in the description below or above, or wherever they are these days. And yeah, as always, I always like to reply to comments. Let me know what you think. But my name's been Dan W, and I shall see you on the next one.